what got me interested in barbecue is just like every red-blooded American with a grill in their backyard, you know? It's just something primordial about a man, meat and fire. Oh, me. And that's how it is. And every guy in America is fed lies that they have the best barbecue in the world by the people that get it for free and their family that don't want to hurt their feelings. My neighbor Dale would always come and we'd always drink beer and barbecue. He's like, bro, you have the best barbecue I ever had in my life. I'm like, whatever, dude. He goes, all right, there's a cook-off I'm gonna interview. I'm like, you're stupid, I don't have money for that. He goes, no, I'm gonna pay for it. What do I do? He's like, it's all right, Saturday, it's on the weekend? Yeah. Well, let me put my schedule request in. So I was working at Weesatch Grill. I was one of the head chefs over there. I used to give them crap for taking a weekend off. So now I'm asking for a weekend off and they're like, dude, what do you need the weekends off for? And I'm like, well, my neighbor wants me to try my barbecue out in a cook-off. And like, well, I gotta cook, brisket ribs, chicken and beans. And they're like, dude, you're probably gonna burn the beans. So, that's how we got the name and it stuck. I had that guy right there with a lid. Can you see it back there? The 50-gallon, cut off, modified. That thing is the rock star right there. 52 teams, first place. And it was over. I was bit, I got into it, and I barbecued in the competition world for from 2007 to 2019, so 12 years. I think I won over 50 grand champions, a couple of state champions. It got to the point where promoters were telling me not to say where I'm going, because when people found out where I was going, they wouldn't go there. They're like, F that, I ain't going to Ernie. They used to make fun of me because I'd always wave at people. And they're like, look at this guy blessing people like he's the Pope. And yeah, he's the Pope of barbecue. And then the rest is history, man. The Burnt Bean is located in Seguin, Texas, downtown. It's a great little spot in this little small rural town. And just as much as the Burnt Bean name is unique when it comes to barbecue, same thing with the building. It doesn't look like your typical barbecue joint. It's just like this grand cathedral of a building with these high ceilings, and it's just got this vibe that you can't recreate. We had this one customer, he's like, I'm really digging this barn house industrial. Like, what the f is that? And then he's like, yeah, that's what they call this. I'm like, yeah, barn house, that's what we're going for, is the barn house industrial. And I was like, dude, we're just bougie on a budget, you know what I mean? I get here every day at 2:30 in the morning. I start the beans and make the pasta. And for a good 4.5 hours, it's just me. And it's time to collect my thoughts. It's time to, think of how the day's going.
So all morning, is it just constantly like these two burners like going?
I mean, you got a nice building, there's no kitchen, man. This is it. So it was an old burned down bakery, and then it became a bar. So it was never a kitchen. Dude, we got 2 burners, bro. That's it. Okay, so the queso mac, when I came up with the queso mac, it had like tomatoes, it's got like a salsa in it. It's like you would want to eat it with chips. And I thought that would be kind of cool. That's what we call it, queso mac. And we put it with the mac and cheese, and I was using it at the time. But here goes to what you want to do and what your customers want, your consumers. Well, 90% of people that come in with families, who loves mac and cheese? The kids. So when you have that and they're like, oh, it's too spicy. I'm like, well, let's just run this. And it's still good. But man, when I do my old school, damn, that's some shit. So there was a group page on Facebook called Texas Pitmaster Barbecue, and the people who look out talent put a flyer up there and said, hey, we're looking for, chefs at barbecue. So we have this, thing called Chop Grill Masters, and we're looking for 16 of the best barbecue grill masters there is in America, and you're vying for $50,000. So I got on the show, and that's it. And when I was there, bro, all the other ones have went against master chefs and beat them. I've never even met a master chef. I was fanboying the people that I was going against because I was like, oh my God, I have your book. Oh my God, I have your barbecue sauce. Oh my God, you're Sam Choi, the king of Hawaii. Aloha man. And after the first dish was done, I felt more comfortable, and I won. And then I won the next one, and then I went to the finals, and then I beat them. I beat them all, and I was 50 G's in my pocket. I remember Sam Choi from Hawaii, he asked, hey, what's your name? And I said, my name is Ernest Cervantes, and they Googled me, and there was zero. Like zero in Google. Like, this motherfucker doesn't even have anything on Google, and he just whooped y'all's ass. I cried the whole way home, and I called my wife. Now I can go buy me a trailer to barbecue. Now it was like, now I can go to the next step of how to get to this restaurant.
He's at it again, huh?
He can do whatever the fly is. He can fix PA systems and then put a 350 block in a car in the same day. Oh, and by the way, he makes killer briskets as well. Super Dave Kirkland is my business partner. His job is to cook the proteins and to finish them off. I start them, but he finishes them. And to fix it around here. Like, he's good at what he does. There's a saying I always say to people, if I meet you for the first time, you're writing your resume towards me. So I'll find out if you're a good person, a bad person, a hard worker, lazy worker, a good father, bad father, you know, whatever. And what made Dave my business partner, he has the same work ethic as I do. We work. There's no excuses, we work, because you gotta work. There's no days off, and we can't take days off. Yeah, we're tired, but we gotta put the grind in. And he puts his time in, man. So our brisket rub is 90% salt and pepper, and then we use kosher salt, and then we use water as a binder. You'll see a little orange tint, and it's from like the paprika or, you know, what other stuff we use. It just gives it the little bit of color that I want.
Wow, that's a monster. What is that, like a 25 pounder?
Yeah, pretty much.
What the heck?
Our ribs is 16 mesh, and our AP, we make an AP rub. Our turkey has that too. Our pork chops has that too. Our lamb ribs has a Moroccan style lamb rub we make in house. It's called lamb breast. It's not lamb ribs. They call it lamb breast because it has a breastbone on there. It's this big old thing right here. And actually we have to trim most of it off. So even when you cut it, you don't have clean ribs. You still got this one breastbone plate right here. And once it's cooked, you gotta take it out too. I always, the first 2 hours I cold smoke because I wanna knock the chill off. I go straight from the cooler to here, and I don't want them to start at like 250 or whatever, and then they tighten and they kind of curl up and all this stuff. So what we do is I literally cold smoke them just to bring them to temp. And once I like the way they feel, that's when I start cooking them. We use 3 different levels of post oak, and they have a certain type of moisture on it. For the beginning of when we cook, I use the bigger cuts, which have a higher moisture content because the smoke has a better flavor tones. But yeah, it's all post oak. And I always say this, you never get tired of working the pits because it's the art of controlling fire with a piece of wood and controlling temperatures with a piece of wood and a shovel to stoke the coals, to see how your fire is going. It's the best feeling in the world, man. A lot of people are curious on the pit room. My favorite thing is, and Dave and I always make a joke, we had a quarter for every time someone goes and walks right by and says, is this where the magic happens? You know, we'd be rich, you know? And we got the smokehouse right here. We got the mill scales. Those are our workhorses. We have the M&M La Negra, and she can hold like I think up to 1,000 pounds. We've never gotten her that big, but that thing's a freaking monster. The 2 main pits are very sentimental to me. I named them after my grandma. So we have one named Amelia and then one named Belia. These ladies had 3rd grade educations and 2nd grade educations, didn't know how to read and write. They worked hard, doing whatever it takes to survive, to become very successful business ladies, driving Lincoln Town cars, Cadillacs, paying them cash from a 2nd grade education. So there was no fucking reason for me not to bust my balls if they can do it with that. Okay, so the Texas monthly top 50 is the holy grail of how good you are. Everybody's dream, and you can tell anybody, when you open a restaurant, you hope and pray that Texas Monthly shows up. The top 50 was gonna come out, and we didn't see our name. Then we hit top 10, and then you see, you know, Panther City, and then you see Cadillac and Franklin's and Snow's. We're scrolling, and it's like 7, 6, and then I'll always remember because I saw Evan Leroy at 5, and I saw Company, and I'm like, we got number 4, dude. Holy shit. Dude, I don't even drink champagne. I went to the H-E-B and bought a bottle of fucking champagne. I was popping bottles at 10:45 in the morning. I gave 2 shits of who was in line. This is the greatest day of my life other than when my kids were born. There was a couch up front, and there was a green couch, and I'd sleep there, man. I'd sleep there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and go home on Sunday. And we laugh about it, but for 2 years, I slept on a couch. And you gotta do what you gotta do to make things happen, man, and that's what I did. But to get number 4 was like, they say number 4 in the state of Texas is like 4 in the world, so hey, I'll take that. You know what else I didn't tell you I won?
What?
We got top 25 taco joints too from Texas Monthly.
Oh my gosh.
It's your breakfast. Our tacos are killer here, and it was enough to get top 25 new tacos.
So savory, warms your soul, and then you get that cheesy tortilla. Nice soft tortilla, man. So good.
So yeah, we do thick cuts of, like you ever gone to a steakhouse and how they eat those big thick pieces of bacon. So that's what we're doing here. I'm curing it for about 10 days. Then we smoke it for about 14 hours. And then you slice it and you slowly cook it just to render up fat and get the nice color. It's beautiful, man. It's like a labor. It's like sausage making. It's a labor of love, man. I got my cookers that come in at 8. They start making all the other sides. We start running that. My front of the house comes in and they clean up, put down chairs and get everything ready. We do line tests. We taste everything, make sure everything's okay. We've done it before where if it's not up to par, we throw the whole batch away. And then by 10:45, everything's locked and loaded. We should pretty much be ready. So the burnt beans hours are Thursday through Saturday from 11 to 3 or till sold out. And then on Sundays, we open up at 8 for our brunch. When people come in here, it's destination barbecue. We don't have the big cities like Austin and San Antonio that you can be open. You're gonna have people there because there's millions living there. And we're caught in the middle. We're like the redhead stepchild. We're like literally 45 minutes this way, 45 minutes that way. So we have to work twice as hard to get noticed. I remember going into so many food groups on Facebook. They said it was conspiracy we had lines and they're gonna close down. I'm never gonna give them my business. And I said, Dave, what we're gonna do is have to work extra hard and kill them with kindness, shut them up and make them believers. And as the years gone by, the haters are now some of our #1 customers. But it's like we had to win them over. And it's just small town mentality. That's how it was in my hometown. What else?
Half on turkey and a pork chop.
Like try a slice of our bacon that we make in house? It's just a little guy.
Oh, it is, okay.
So on service days, I'm the one that cuts the meats. I'm the guy that makes your fantasies fulfilled, you know what I mean? I'm the genie, man. Tell me what your wishes are. I'm gonna grant them right now, man. The cutter's the star of the show because it'll make or break the experience right off the bat. Because if you have a cutter that's unfriendly and it's more like, hurry up, what do you want, what do you want, what do you want? People are gonna feel rushed, like their first impression's already bad. We just had people wait an hour in line or more to have our barbecue. When you've waited all that time, you're right in front of me, you get the 45 seconds or a minute, it's catered for you. It's your time. What do you want, lean? You want fatty? Do you want ribs? It's whatever you want. I feel like Willy Wonka. Because the candy man can, you know what I mean? There's no better feeling when you have everything you wanted on the tray that you asked for.
What's up, guys?
How you doing?
Can we right here? Can I have?
Yeah, thank you.
A pound of brisket. Okay.
The most popular cut of barbecue at the Burnt Bean is brisket. I mean, people don't say, hey, let me have, you know, the sausage. I came in, let me have 5 pounds of sausage. Yeah, our sausage is good, but no one ever does that. They're here for the brisket. Brisket's king, and that's how it is. I remember growing up having brisket sandwiches or sliced brisket. You know, you go to, you know, you're in Texas, it's beef country, you know. That's what everybody's used to and they're raised with is beef. You know you got a kid sandwich, right? You got the kid sandwich.
Kids?
Yeah. When you come to Burnt Bean, I don't want you to compare anything other than the brisket because we all do the same brisket. My ribs are different, everything else is different. We have a new thing called the Plowman. It's a really cool tray and I make homemade pork rinds and then I season them up and then I serve 2 deviled eggs with salsa macha, then steakhouse bacon, and then a barbacoa boudin. And then we'll have our Moroccan style lamb ribs. Why? Because I love lamb, I've always loved lamb. And then we'll have our pork chop. If you think of pork chops, if you go to other places, it's like turkey. Sometimes it's really dry, sometimes it's overcooked. And I think we've got it down to a science that it's just really good and it just a slight hint of smoke, but it's so good and savory. But I'm telling you, that pork chop of ours is fucking gangster, bro. Yeah, that's my favorite cut, man. We serve our famous peach cobbler taco on desserts. We make our own buñuelos and we form them into tacos. My peach is in bourbon. And then we serve it with dulce de leche ice cream. That's my version of cobbler, man. It's fucking stupid. What we make here at the Burnt Bean is non-offending barbecue. It is executed right. We're not using a million ingredients. It is non-offending that someone at 2 years old and 92 years old can enjoy.
When did they shoot this?
It's been a few months here. It's you, Dave. Where's your Burnt Bean shirt? Oh, that was my special one.
The number one thing that people overlook when they're cooking barbecues, they overthink it. People are like, oh, it's gotta be 205 and it's gotta be 163 when I wrap. I just feel. And it's about feel and smell and touch. When it's ready, it's ready. It'll tell you it's ready.
I've never seen anybody put the tallow on like that.
Really?
Yeah. Like around the brisket?
This paper is just protecting it from drying out. So you want it to stay moist right away, otherwise it just gets dry and heat. Look at this little guy.
Pee-wee Herman.
Where'd he come from?
Aww.
So they were wrapped with love. But then I started doing Pac-Man
That was the
Ghost.
old one? Pac-Man? Now you're just having fun.
So in the barbecue industry, you're always a day ahead. You know, your briskets are a day ahead. You're prepping the day before. It's funny because once we're done, we're like, all right, clean up, and we got to start it all over. We got briskets coming in that are being cooked. We get all our prepping stuff. We got to get the line set up for the next day. It never stops. It's like next, you know?
Here you go, ma'am. Here's your to-go order right here for your order. Just no, sir. If you don't want it, I'll gladly take it off your hands. There you go, boss.
I try not to sell out. I really don't. I hate it. I hate when we close down at 1:30 or 1:45. I could have done better to provide more proteins for the person that drove a long ways, that they have options. It drives me nuts. You know, and in this world of small businesses, you know, where we have to sell everything, and it is true, but it's okay to have a brisket left over.
So why are you stabbing the briskets?
If it's too stiff, let it go. But after like I'm done checking, I'll normally check the front one since the heat was right there, and of course the temp would be a little low, but if they feel, then I can pull them out. No, that's fair.
You guys watch the warmers every night?
Every
That's crazy. I don't think I've ever seen anyone wash them once. We deep clean this guy every Sunday. All right, guess I gotta put a pin in this and go eat. They're big on eating as a family, which is nice.
So, you know, at the end of the day, if my team killed it, we were super busy, I'll go get pizza. I'll get pizza for the team or burgers or, you know, sometimes chicken tenders, whatever they want. Most of the time, we eat as a family. I'll tell you one thing, the biggest misconception of people getting into this world is they think it's gonna be easy. I call it the gold rush of barbecue. Everybody's wanting to do it because they see everybody else doing it. They think they're gonna get it in the top 50 and they're gonna have lines out the door and they're gonna have sold out signs and everything. And the reality is, it's fucking hard. I work 19 hours and I gotta do it again tomorrow. And people don't see that. It's not a happily ever after. You gotta slay that dragon every day. Being a chef in the culinary world, the bucket list is to get a James Beard Award or be nominated for a James Beard. The first year we were open, we got nominated for Best Chef in Texas, and I'll always remember because I came out crying. Like, I was like, Dave. He's like, what? And I'm like, I said, we're a James Beard semifinalist, and I'm bawling and tears of joy. And Dave's like, what is that? I'm like, dude, you don't know what a James Beard is? To put that on your accolades or your resume that you're a James Beard, not even if you won the goddamn thing, you were nominated for a James Beard, dude. And then the finals came out and we didn't get it. And I didn't give two shits about it because I was already like, check. I got one and I'm good. So that was in 2022. So 2023 comes around. And then Dave's like, dude. I'm like, what? We got nominated again. I'm like, shut up. And then we weren't crying this time, we were cheering, but now my game face was on because by then the burn bean has been established. We're really running on all cylinders. We actually might have a run for being a finalist. And by then people knew who we were really creating a buzz. And I said, man, if we can get to the finals, that would be epic. And the list came out, we were a finalist, and we're going to Chicago. And dude, we were like, yeah, we were high-fiving, and we really thought we had a chance. So, you know, we didn't win it, and but it was a hell of an experience. We had a lot of fun. And then year 3 comes around, and I'm like, dude, we're not gonna get 3 years in a row. We literally started at the same time, and we're scrolling, and it says, Best Chef, Ernest Cervantes, Dave Kirkland, Burnt Bean Company. And I was like, holy shit. This isn't just the best chef of Texas. This is the best chef of the country. A barbecue joint, a fucking barbecue joint, bro. To be considered with Michelin-star restaurants in the same category. You had LA, you had Chicago, you had New York, you had Vegas, you had Seattle, and then you had Seguin, Texas. I mean, how cool is that, right? I've been working in restaurants since I was 16 years old. That's all I ever wanted to do, man. And I'm telling you right now, I've been in the restaurant industry for 20 years, brother. I've worked in a lot of kitchens. This is the hardest kitchen I've ever worked in, man. It's labor intensive. So the doors open on Sunday for our brunch at 8 in the morning. And the eggs last till about 11:30, depending on how many we have. Sunday brunches is the Mexican Waffle House, bro. Straight up, short order cooking, go, 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 go. but it's so much fun. It's only on a Sunday, it's only for 3 hours. It's not something they can get every day. And they're coming from Houston and Dallas and San Antonio and the Valley because they know this type of flavor. It triggers something. A memory from my dad's pork steaks, to my dad's brisket, to my grandmother's desserts. Everything you see is a story of how I was raised.
Two of us on Charles third.
Anything else? Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
And that's one thing I do here, is I'm making barbecue that you want to eat, that I want you to eat, because I make shit that I want to eat. Like some specials, because I got a craving for it. One of our dishes is named Blue October after my favorite band. It's a buttery, flaky croissant, and it's got candied jalapeno cream cheese, slice of fatty, a fried egg, and you know, it's already like a couple of 1,000 calories. You were like, fuck it, put strawberry jelly on top and then closed it. I mean, it's pure indulgence, and it's like you bite it and it's like, oh. And I love people trying to be proper and trying to cut it with a knife. I'm like, get out of here, just get into it, man. I want you to get hit right here when you eat it. It's called soul food, man. And I want people to eat, and it's not a meal. It's like, this is really fucking good, you know?
Thank you so much.
Hey, y'all have a great day. It's like I tell people, I have the 56-year-old plan. I know realistically that I'm not gonna be, in a couple of years, fast enough to be on the chopping block. So they're gonna like, hey chef, move over to sides. And then I know at a certain age, I'm not gonna be fast enough for sides. They're like, move over and go to garnish. And then I know I'm gonna be too slow for garnish, so they're like, chef, go and fill up teas. And they're gonna be like, chef, dude, yeah, you're too slow. Go bust tables. And until I can go and work every position, I get kicked out of every position, and they put me on the corner on a table, and I can just enjoy the view that I worked years for, then I'll be okay.